warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, class. Can today's learning activities be started?
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, Miss.
Morning, Miss. Already.
Okay, good. How are you today, guys?
And learning activities.
Is also in healthy condition, Miss. But lately, me feels busy doing a lot of assignments, semester exams.
It's wonderful. Alhamdulillah. How about you?
Alhamdulillah. Miss is also in good healthy. Wow, enthusiasm, guys. I know it looks heavy and exhausting, but through this assignment, you can also study in installments for exam preparations later. If you have material that I teach you don't understand, you can directly contact me. Later, if I have spare time, I will respond and answer. Keep up the spirit, guys.
Okay, Miss. Thank you. That helped us a lot.
Okay. Miss always reminds you to always be careful in any activity. Obey health protocols so that we can pass through this critical period of the COVID-19 pandemic safely and can return to activities with face-to-face or offline learning directly.
Okay, Miss. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, now please turn on your camera and I will check on your presence. If I call your name, please say present or I'm here as a feedback. Okay, Mahda Rizkina,
I'm here, Miss.
Zaida,
Present, Miss.
Aulia Dita,
Miss.
Dia Ayu, Dia Ayu.
I'm here, Miss.
Okay, is anyone absent today?
No one absent today, Miss.
Okay, thank you for your response, Zaida. Before we start the class, let us pray together. Please, class captain, lead your friends to praying together.
Yes, Miss. Okay, friends, before we start the lesson today, let's pray together with our own faith. Pray begin. Finish.
Okay, class, have you prepared the tools and the materials for our activities today, as Miss ordered at the meeting last week?
Yes, already, Miss.
Okay, so today we are going to learn about some materials. Previously, Miss will share screen. Okay, guys, can you see my slide?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, Miss.
Okay, from this picture on this slide, do you know what material is it? Anyone can answer?
It seems that we will learn about material change in the environment, one of which is the case of pollution, Miss.
Good answer, Tia. Next, what do you know about environmental change?
I want to answer, Miss. Environmental change, namely the condition when the environment is not in balance due to natural factors as well as due to human activities, which can have an impact on the life of living things.
Okay, Zaida, have you ever come across cases of environmental change in your environment? If so, what cases have you encountered?
Hey, Miss, I have ever seen in my neighborhood there are frequent cases of water pollution because many residents throw gutters into the river, causing flooding.
Is there another opinion?
Me, Miss.
Okay,
In the
Aun.
river around my house, I often see a lot of foam piling up. According to local residents, it is from industrial waste, which is dumped directly into the river.
So, what causes the environmental change? Anyone can answer.
I want to try answer, Miss.
Okay, Dia.
The occurrence of environmental change due to the lack of awareness of the surrounding community in protecting the environment so that they are accustomed to littering and waste carelessly.
Then, what impact will it have?
If such condition continue, it will damage the river ecosystem and the organism that live in it will die.
Yes, that's right. So, this environmental change is caused by two main factors, which is humans and nature. Where if the awareness of the community itself is lacking on environmental condition, it will be bad for the environment. Even the worst possibility will damage the ecosystem and the organism in it. Okay, I think you already understand. After that, for the learning objective that you must achieve at this meeting, which the first one, students are able to analyze the factors that cause environmental change. The second one, students are able to associating various kinds of environmental change with the factors that cause them. The third one, students are able to relate the impact caused by environmental change to life. The fourth one, students are able to analyze causes of environmental change that occur in the neighborhood and find the solutions. The fifth one, students are able to carry out experimental activities related to the simple water purification process. The sixth one, students are able to communicate the results of experimental related to cases of environmental change. And the last one, students are able to make posters about hazards and efforts to prevent environmental change and socializing through social media. For the scoring system points, Miss will give us individual and group score. So please all of you be active in learning activities in order to get maximum results. Okay? Do you understand everything related to the learning objectives and the assessment system that Miss provide education?
Yes, Miss, I understand and I don't have questions.
Okay, if there is nothing to ask, Miss want to continue the next lesson. Now, Miss will share some video related to our today's material. Please see and observe because Miss will give you some questions.
Okay, Miss.
We built 2 plastic bottle kayaks out of plastic bottles in a bamboo frame and used them to go down the world's most polluted river, the Citarum River, located in Indonesia.
Plastics is having a major toll here in Indonesia. Being the biggest archipelago in the world, we really wanted to create a shocking visual of all this trash that's coming in from our rivers into the ocean. We have to start from our rivers because that's where we can still capture the waste before it gets out in the open sea. Being raised in Bali, we truly wanted to make a difference by bringing our plastic bottle kayaks in one of the most important rivers of the country, but the most polluted river in the world.
I would put my paddle in the water, pick it up, and it would just be covered with plastic bags. I'd be paddling next to dead dogs, dead pigs. The smells were awful. But what shocked me the most is definitely the fact that all these people are living next to the river with very little conscience of the effects that this pollution actually has on them.
The power of floating down on plastics really is to engage people that trash is a resource and it's a valuable material. It can be reused for other things. So this expedition is not yet over. This is just the beginning of a fight against plastic pollution in our rivers.
People live next to the Citarum River in West Java, Indonesia, but since the factories moved in, the canals that irrigate the fields have turned blue, green and red, depending on which dyes are being used. This farmer says the amount of rice he can produce has halved.
Look, this ear is empty. There are no grains of rice. Normally you can harvest a crop after 3 months, but with this pollution it takes a lot more time. In ear like this, even after 4 months, it will always be empty.
A government decree makes it obligatory to treat wastewater, but activists accuse the state of not implementing enough controls. The authorities deny this, saying tests are carried out regularly. The results, however, are imprecise.
There are some heavy metals in the water and also in the sediment.
The river is the only source of water for the villagers, used for all their everyday needs, despite the health risks. This woman, like many others, has developed a skin problem which flares up each time she washes.
When I wash with the well water, it irritates my skin. But I have no choice.
But like the factories, residents are also responsible for pollution. Each day, 400 tons of cow dung are discharged into the river, and that's along with all the other rubbish.
The pollution is sourcing from the rubbish and the plastics, and so many people then they don't care about they throw anything to the river.
Tackling pollution in the river has been made a national priority, with a budget of $3.5 billion for the next 15 years. It's an ambitious project.
Can anyone explain what information you get after observing this picture and videos?
I want to answer, Miss.
Yes, yeah.
So from that video, the video is to explain the case of water pollution caused by waste disposed of into rivers. There are various types of waste, such as plastic waste, dead animals, styrofoam, and even liquid waste from household waste and industrial waste. Even though the river water is still consumed by local residents for their daily activities such as cooking, bathing, and also irrigating their fields. As a result of this waste, water becomes polluted and damages the ecosystem.
What causes many rivers in Indonesia to be polluted? Anyone can answer?
Miss, I think this is caused by a lack of public awareness to protect their environment, not being wise in managing and disposing of waste.
Next, I will divide you into several groups. In one group consisting of 4 to 5 people, can the class captain help me in dividing the group?
Yes, Miss, I can with pleasure. I will help in forming a group.
How is it done in dividing the group?
Yes, Miss, it's done.
Okay, thanks for the class captain, Mahda. Then, as I explained in our goal today, students are asked to make posters in groups that are collected next week. To make it easier to understand, Miss want to quiet. It will show study worksheets in making posters as well as Miss share on WhatsApp group. Now Miss want to share about the study worksheets too. It's creating posters about hazards and efforts to prevent environmental change and socialist hazards and preventions of environmental change. And then these introductions about the definitions and the purpose. Why make posters? So the posters are a medium for publication to provide information to others. Of making posters is to provide additional understanding to readers in language that is easy to understand so that readers are motivated to do the things that are conveyed in the contents of the posters. And the content of the posters itself is a visual combinations of the text, picture, or video and else in the forms of motivate, appeal, prohibition, or invitations. And this meeting, you will be given a further task to create a poster, work on hazards and efforts to prevent environmental change using the Canva website. And you will publish your poster's work by uploading it to your social media in Instagram. And this is the example from poster. This is the purpose, the tools and materials, then technique collections and poster making guide. Can you read this slide? So that this is the poster making procedure. Okay, I want to demonstrations about how to make posters with software Canva to help you make a posters. Click this link. You can click sign up when not yet account, but when you have the account, you click log in. Once your account has been processed, you will be logged into Canva Home. Then are several designs displayed. You can choose a poster design by clicking on the poster text. Then you can select the template you want to be dragging the poster template you want to onto the blank canvas. So you can choose maybe the blank canvas or the template. Maybe this is the template. You can edit this text, edit this picture, edit this background, the color, the filters, and else. Maybe when you choose a blank, you can choose a theme. First you choose theme. Maybe we choose this is peach color. Then click the picture to maybe this is. Then maybe you click element, maybe pink. Oh no, maybe this is. Drag to here. Can you copy paste? Okay, and you choose a text. Maybe the word is let's save my let's save the let's save the earth. You can choose a font, color. Maybe the color is this. Oh, maybe this is maybe the take here. You can choose the animation. Maybe this is when When enough to make posters, you can save. Click this to save. You can choose, maybe you choose PNG, JPG, PDF standard, video MP4, or GIF. I want to click this video, maybe, then save, download. I think enough to procedure how to make posters. Then Miss will explain to our experimental activities today based on student worksheets that have been missed in the WhatsApp group, and I display the. Then I want to explain about student worksheet 1, about experimental about water pollution, and this is the learning objective. You can see in the slide. Students are able to analyze causes of environmental change that occurs in their neighborhood, then find the solutions, then carry out experimental activities related to the simple water purification process, and last, the students are able to communicate the results of experimental related to cases of environmental change. And this is the instructions to working this student worksheets. Read carefully, do the worksheet in groups, and discuss with your group members solving the problems in the article presented, and experiment if necessary, and answer the question in the student worksheet. Then ask for teacher guidance if you have difficulty working. Use textbook and relevant reference as a source of additional information to answer discussion questions. This is the problem orientations. The article about severely polluted Bengawan Solo, Seragen residents complained about smell and itching. Then after that, reading the article, you analyze the problem in the article. Then this is the tools and materials, the water purification experiment, and this is the procedure. Prepare tools and materials. Take a used plastic bottle size 1.5 liter and cut the bottom using scissors or a cutter. Then unscrew the bottle. Then place the bottle in the reservoir upside down. Hold the bottle so that it doesn't collapse when filling the water filters materials, or you can also use a bottle support. And then arrange the necessary materials in order shown in the picture. And this picture. And this is the description. Experiment 1. Materials. This is the large gravel, small gravel, sand, coconut husk, charcoal, and palm fiber. And this is the experiment 2 and experiment 3. Can you read this text? Then this is the data analysis. one part of the experiment contains the experimental results and conclusions. After that, present the results of the experiment that have been carried out. You have discussions and answer the questions with your group. Okay, I think enough from explain about these student worksheets. Happy working, guys, and happy discussions with your groups. Is there anyone who does not understand?
So far, I understand, Miss.
Okay, if you understand and no one is asked, please discuss with the group and work on the student worksheets carefully with your group. If there is anything you want to ask during the discussion, please ask me. Happy working, guys!
Okay, Miss. Thank you.
When the discussion is over, now please each group representative to come forward to present the results of the discussion on the student worksheet that you have given. For groups that are not presenters, they must be actively involved and conduct question and answer from the result of the presentation as an audience. The audience can evaluate, clarify, and ask questions or respond to the topic presented by the presenter group. Do you understand?
Okay, Miss.
Okay, now please represent group 1 to present the results of their observations and discussions.
Okay, thank you, Miss, for the time given. Beforehand, introduce us. The representatives from Group 1 will present the results of the experiments and discussion that we are doing. Based on the results of our groups, the article was a lack of awareness of the community around the Bengawan Solo River about the cleanliness and sustainability of the river environment. Furthermore, the water filtering method using a simple tool has maximum results because the clear water produced from the end of the filter use a simple filtering method. However, our experimental results show that in the first filter, the water produced is clear, but the color is red. In the second filter, the color of the water actually gets red. So the conclusion is that in experiment from group 1, the filtering results are less than optimal, where the water produced is red but still red. Then one-time filtering may produce clean-looking water. However, two-times filtering gave better results. The advantage is that the tools and materials used can be easily found in the surrounding environment and are practical and easy for anyone to do. The materials we use are small gravel and light gravel, which function as filter material, sand, which is a fine particle filter, coconut coir as a filter for large dirt, charcoal as an antibacterial and removes odors and colors, and fibers to filter out particles that escape. The previous layer, a good solution for overcoming pollution in the article is by holding out socialization on water filtration methods, making strict regulation, treating waste wisely, and so on. Furthermore, for the last problem, namely waste containing hazardous chemicals, This waste will be difficult to degrade and decompose. The chemical components contained in the waste will be toxic and deadly and even damage the ecosystem by the death of the biota that live in it. Maybe that's all our group can say. More or less apologize. Does anyone ask?
I am from group 2, want to ask the group 1, why the screening result can be colored red? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, group 2. Based on the result of the experiments, we suspect that the red colors comes from the coconut husk, which fades due to exposure to water. How can it be accepted?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for your answer.
Okay, you are welcome.
Okay. Next, I invite group 2 to present the results of the discussion so that it doesn't take long. Please immediately explain the data analysis and conclusions only.
Okay, thank you for the time. The data we get is that in the first filtering, clear water is produced, but the water is yellowish. In the second filter, the water color does not change. The filtered water remains yellowish. The conclusion is that the filtering results are not satisfactory, where the water is clear but still yellowish in color. That's all we can explain. Thank you.
I want to ask why the water remain yellowish?
Okay, thank you for the question. According to our group, the yellow color comes from the straw.
Okay, thank you from group 2. Next, please group 3 to present the results of the discussion.
Okay, thank you, Miss. I want to representative of Group 3 that based on the result of the experiment, the data was obtained. Namely, in this experiment, only using 4 layers of the filter material with the arrangement of the amount of sand more than half the height of the bottle. At the first water filtering, clear water is produced. When at first glance it looks colorless. In the second filter, water that is really clear is produced. The conclusion is the maximum filtering result because the water produced is really clear.
Okay, thank you guys. So, based on the student worksheet, they have been worked on to filter dirty and polluted water. There is no need to use a variety of different materials and from many layers in the filter tools. The most important thing is that the composition is right and the ingredients are easy to find. Sand is the most effective medium in filtering the resulting particles dissolved in water. One-time filtering can produce water that looks clean. However, two-time filtering gave better results. Alright, thank you for the explanation you do. I would like to thank group 1, 2, and group 3 for being active and working well and being able to motivate other groups. For other groups, please be more active in discussion activities. Okay, next, let's conclude the learning activities today related to environmental change material. Is there anyone who can conclude?
I want to try, Miss. In this study, it can be concluded that water pollution cases are caused by human and natural factors. Humans throw waste badly without paying attention to the impact it will cause. Even if this is done continuously, it will cause damage to the river water ecosystem and damage the organisms that live in it. In fact, many people in the river still consume water that is used for their daily needs, which can cause disease. To overcome this problem, we can use simple water filtration methods, make strict regulation, manage waste wisely, and so on.
Okay, good guys. So that all of you understand more about environmentally changed materials, please collect your worksheet. Please collect group representatives by email. Miss want to share screen about the assignment. Okay guys, the assignment students are able to creating posters about hazards and efforts to prevent environmental change and socialist hazards and prevention of environmental change in the social media. Please do it in groups. Pay close attention to the guidelines of the student worksheets for collection by email by group representative by no later than one day the next meeting. Is there anyone else?
Not yet, Miss.
If there is no question, Miss share materials and related assignment on the WhatsApp group. I think enough. I will finish for lesson today. Before we finish it, let's pray together. Please, class Captain Mahda, let your friends playing together.
Okay, Miss. Okay, friend, before we finish the lesson, let's pray together. Pray begin.
Hopefully, this lesson will give us a lot of benefit. Thank you for your attention. Happy learning, always success, and don't forget to be happy. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi
warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam
wabarakatuh.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.